When I step on the track, I feel like I just walked into church. Like, this is where I know everything is in my control. It's like a sanctuary where I get my release from. This is where good things happen. It's where greatness begins. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You don't even have to count 9, because on 8, it's coming. Boom! I knew I was going to coach in my freshman high school because I was really into seeing things differently. And then I, fortunately enough, my junior year and senior year, I got a real track coach, and he just pretty much opened the doors for me to be able to do things I did later on. I mean, I just knew I wanted to coach. I wanted to show people that I actually could coach. But even how my mind is now is not how it was when I first took the job. I mean, you think you know everything, and then when you're forced into an environment where everything that you think you know is challenged, then you either find an alternate route or you fail trying to do things that you thought you knew. The reason why I took the job is because there hadn't ever really been anybody on the jump side that had accomplished anything, female or male. So when I took the job with the intent on, over the next 3 years, putting people in regionals, putting people in nationals, putting people in a situation that they get recognized, and Savannah State would be that place where jumpers came from. My collegiate career, I was able to, I had a lot of firsts. I was the first person to set a conference record. I was the first person to go to national. The program I was in was only in existence for about 6 years before I showed up. First person to jump 26, first person to jump 25, first person to jump 24. 5-time conference champion. Run third place finish in the 55, I'm sorry. First person to go to US championships. My highest finish at US championships was 4th. I placed in the top 10 a couple of times. I had a pretty successful collegiate career. Where I see the program going, with the right amount of discipline, the right amount of influence and structure, I see the program being, a powerhouse in each region in Georgia. But what has to change is the type of kids that we get into the program, they have to immediately buy into the program. It can't be a 2-year or 3-year type deal where they're just out in the limbo deciding that they really want to do this or not. When they get here, they got to understand that the reason why we brought them here is to, one, build this program in a manner that we need to give them an opportunity to get a degree, and again, leave a legacy for the generation that comes after them to understand that, okay, when we got here, this was the standard that was set. And each year that standard keeps rising and rising.
Absolutely, he's already done that. I mean, one of the things that we were weakest in, one of my areas that I'm probably weakest in, is my desire to be around the weight room. That's not a passion of mine. My passion is doing things on the track. The additional strength work and the most consistent strength work and week in and week out strength work and improvement, both core and otherwise, has been really brought to this program by Coach Martin. He's brought a whole new dimension to our strength and conditioning program, which is actually, I think, made us a better team.
I mean, he's a good coach. I mean, he knows what he's doing. He knows the technical side and everything. He knows the sport. And I feel like if he was the head coach, or if he did take over the program, I think a lot of people would begin to, I guess, be impacted the way I was. He's helped me a lot in my technical, drills and stuff like that, as far as the 100 and 200. But he's a mentor to me, so he's helped me out a lot in life, not just on the track. I mean, coming in, I guess I wasn't as confident as I was now, but talking with him and just spending time with him and seeing his passion just kind of made me want to be more passionate about the sport. It made me, I guess, more confident in myself, so to speak. It made me believe in the possibilities that I could possibly go to the Olympics one day.
As a track athlete, your goal should be the Olympics. I mean, because we are an Olympic development sport. So, yeah, you can be a professional, but the end goal is to one day make an Olympic team. I mean, that is the epitome of ours. It's an Olympic sport.
What is your favorite part of track and field?
My favorite part of track and field is the sand pit. It's the closest thing you get to flying. It's the closest thing you get to being free and to do something that nobody else is doing. When I see a kid become more highly aware of their position in the sport, and then the goals that they set, and then the possibilities for what I told them they're capable of, and they start to get it, that's what motivates me. That's when the gears start turning and creativity starts. But I mean, everybody here that has done the work and put forth the effort to actually get better here has gotten better. That's, I think, in everything. If you have the intent to be successful, you're going to look for the best ways to be successful. They both were walk-ons. I mean, they both were kids that nobody really knew who they were. Rhonda came in, well, I came into the situation. Rhonda was a freshman and just decided that she was going to be on the track team. I think a friend of Coach Wicks, somebody recommended her to go down to Savannah State. She was a 36, 35 when she was done when I got here. 16 feet in the long jump, and she finished out her career at 41 feet and 18.7. Sean was a walk-on kid that played basketball in high school. But he came in as a 19-foot long jumper, left as a 23-foot long jumper, and jumped 41 feet, I think, as a freshman, and left at 48.11. Had some jumps that were really big at the foul, but I mean, it happened. So I mean, those two had probably been the most successful as a rate of improvement since I've been here. But they really were taught, like from base level, and they understood and executed what they were taught. So I mean, that's why they had so much success. I get them from necessity. Again, I got 4 years to get in 10 years worth of work. Especially the kids that we get the training age is so low, or it has not even started yet. So I'm trying to compress time, like Coach Johnson said, and fill the gaps. And the only way I can fill the gaps is by putting the kid in an environment that they can allow themselves to teach themselves how to feel. I know how to feel. I've done, I know the developmental aspects of it, but the kid has to internalize what this feeling feels like in order to keep on doing it again and again in order to progressively make that situation better.
I call him the gadget man. He's always making gadgets to do things with. And he comes up with an idea, then he goes and invents something to get it done with. So when you see kids running down the track with things hanging off their back and pieces of rod around their legs and all that other kind of stuff, you know it's one of Coach Martin's athletes. But he's come up with a way to create the drills to teach what needs to be taught. And I think that's very good.
I think knowledge of the sport definitely helps him. It helps him know what everybody else is doing, and it'll help him see, not only on a day-to-day basis, where you are lagging, but along the scale, along the time spectrum, where he can look at where you are now and where he wants you to be. That'll allow him to better develop you as a whole, and it's a long-term goal, not just today, tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It's a long spectrum idea. He has long-term goals for everybody.
It does, because I understand it on a different level. Granted, like most of the college coaches in the country have never ran track, or they did it at above average level. Not to say that they were any less of an athlete than I was, but I mean the successes are dictated by who you are in the sport. But I think being an athlete in the sport and have had success in it, that doesn't mean that you can be a coach. But if you can learn how to internalize and translate your experience into a coaching attitude or a coaching event, then I think it helps a lot.
I think his having been an athlete at one time helps him see both spectrums of the sport. It doesn't allow him just to be a coach. So many coaches are just coaches and they've never actually been there before. So it allows him to not only understand the psyche that comes from the athlete side, but also from the coach side. It gives him a different perspective, not just one edge.
I can now talk to the kid about what it feels like in this environment, in this situation, being on the runway, having 1,000 people stare at you. You are there to present what you're capable of doing to these people. They're there as spectators to see something happen that they've never seen happen before. That's why people go to track meets. So I try to create an environment for that kid to really internalize this feeling, this moment every day in practice. So when we get out to the competition, they're psychologically prepared for what's about to go down.